button again. You know, no? Why isn't Unreal spitting some useful crash error? Because to really actually get proper useful errors, you have to use a source build. Let me also ping Discord really quickly. Sorry about that, guys. So that's the thing that's really annoying. I tried to do the thing again, and it doesn't crash. It could be the hand-to-hand execution. Like this one. Go into slow-mo, reset the checkpoint, continue. Does the music change after all enemies are dead? No, we don't have any systems like that. It does, but it's not extremely helpful. This one was recently. We got a static mesh scene proxy thing here, and then some distant field volume stuff. I don't know what that could be. This is the most common one. We got UObject rename, add reference objects, which could be fmod causing the crash because we looked at it recently. And we have something in here for add referenced objects. So it could be that. I don't know. Could be that. Why does the punch decal the wall? Because our character is extremely powerful, and he's punching like holes into the decal, into the wall. Albeit the the decal is not placed in the right spot. Maybe that's something I could fix as a polish thing. Kill them all again? Let's see. Okay, so kill them all. Push the table. All right, we kick the table. I then go into slow-mo. I reset the checkpoint. I gotta go for a bit. I'll be back and then I'll do some more testing on it. Hey, thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. Yeah, take it easy. Let's, we can debug that crash dump file that we had earlier. So I can go into my project, find the PDB, override the mini dump. It sounds good, Josh. Hey, no stress, honestly. No stress. Don't feel obligated to do any of that stuff. Have I asked ChatGPT? I've looked at someone else's ChatGPT prompt. It gives you very like generic things. It's saying it's a null reference, which yeah, I understand it's a null reference, but where's the null reference potentially happening? It's garbage collection because we can see garbage collector stuff in here as well. It could be the music and it just randomly fucking crashes. I don't know. Good Assassin Ripper Junkie, how's it going? Why would a table break the game? Who knows, man? I don't know, man. I just work here. What's the issue? Crashing? Yeah. So I'll show you guys what my experience has been like with trying to debug crashes. So this was the most recent crash that we just had. This is the call stack. This is it. Same call stack as the previous ones. Check valid object. It's a little different from the rename, but it's the same as this one right here. Check valid object. Now, I don't know if we can look at the threads and potentially see like maybe the fmod thread and see if maybe that could give us an indicator. I don't know. I don't know if it would. I don't think it would. like, not sure if this would help us at all. Because it's not a part of the stack where it crashes. So I don't know. Can I play in standalone, try replicating the crash? Does what kind of mode does standalone... Is standalone just debug game? Hey, Barry. Thank you, Ripper Junkie. It's difficult to ignore. It's like, admittedly, it's very difficult to ignore. Delay execution. What I'm curious about is where does this happen? It says wait for single object. All I know is the crash has to do with something on garbage collection. Aeon, will I ever add any of the John Wick weapons from the movies in the game? I don't know if new weapons will get in. That's if, like, after we do all the bug fixing and polishing and stuff like that, if I'm feeling like putting in some more content. There's no guarantee for more content. Quality of life stuff, definitely. Little settings that improves people's experience, definitely balancing and whatnot. I think it is a null ref. Well, what is the null ref? Where is the null ref? Why? Why is the null ref? Because check valid object definitely seems like it goes in the realm of a null ref. It happens during serializing. I don't know. Should be an option for you to target the compiler in C++ to game instead of editor. Would that provide more debug options to target writer towards a game build?
Shit my pants. I
have to do it here, right? Shipping game target. Configuration shipping game target. Exito, by the way, thank you for the 50 months. Holy moly. I think, though, this could easily be like a time sink. I think we should focus on some of the other bugs that we have currently, especially with like the enemy AI. I'm sure that's going to get extremely frustrating. Okay. Then you can run the game there and try replicating the target. Does that spit out anything different doing it here rather than... Well, we could try it. Let me try to do that later, though. I will keep that in mind, though. Let me put it as a... target... I know that if you try to use an object reference inside a struct and not setting to null, by default it crashes whenever you try to read it, even if it is null, at least in C++. Don't know for Blueprint. I don't know if I'm using any structs that has an object reference. That's the thing that's crazy. I have a class reference. I know there's a struct with a class reference, but I don't know about any that use an object ref. And what thing in here would it be that gets garbage collected that's potentially inventory item struct? No. Loading tooltip? No. Okay. I do, Ripper. I'm pretty sure you need the debug symbols to even get a PDB exported. What's the stack trace again? This was the most recent one. Check valid objects, serialize items, serialize bin, add reference objects in Uber graph. F reference collector, which does point me at fmod right here, add referenced objects. It's very similar, I guess, add referenced objects in Uber graph. Then we have f reference collector. So it could be fmod. We might be missing like a file in fmod. It could potentially be that. Could be that. Because then in here, I'm pretty sure once we add referenced objects, I'm pretty sure there's a serialize that goes on in here. Add object to serialize. That seems to be the path right here. What is bank lookup? This stuff is within fmod itself, which maybe I need to update our fmod. It's possible. Maybe I need to update the fmod plugin. I'd have to see what the version is. Let's see. If I were to guess, it's probably in here. It's probably in the U plugin. Version 20203. 20203. UE 4.26. So we have 2.02.03. There is a 2.03 rather than a 2.02. Let's see. What are the changes in 2.03? Added support for version 4.27. Wait, is this only for 4.27? Or is this also for... I wonder if this is also for 4.26. Yeah, that's why the vocabulary seems a lot like it's... What does it change though? Added support. See the detailed revision history. Two 2.03.08. Two point zero point 2.03.03. 2.02.03. Fixture crash when unloading an assets bank before its associated metadata bank. This is the Studio API though, which maybe Maybe that's what it is. Which one is this? 2.03.02. Fixed to crash when setting invalid thread affinity. Fixed to rare crash when virtual voices swapped when using a mix of crash when calling. Maybe we update fmods plugin? Fixed to crash when unloading a bank containing a global parameter that automates a modulator property on another global parameter. Fix a potential crash relating to unloading banks that hold reference events that are currently playing. Hmm. 2.02.20. Excuse me, point. Oh my god! Point 20? Bitch! Where the fuck I am? Where is that? That's what I'm thinking, Josh. It could be that. Oh, we need to update this fucker. Okay. This could be it. You're 20 years late, my guy. Brother, I'm ancient. Fixed a crash on Fmod Studio Project. Oh, that's... Oh, wait. Okay, how do I, okay, so which one should I use, guys? 2.03 or 2.02? And also, how the fuck do I get... Help! Help me! How update? How... download. I gotta sign in. I don't remember my sign in. Oh, shit. I remembered my sign in. Fmod for Unreal. UE4. 2.03.08 seems to be the latest. So I don't know which one is capable to run on 426. Does anyone know? U4.26.2 fmod latest. Oh, 2.03, this integration is compatible with public release versions of Unreal Engine 4.27.5. Okay, so it seems like I have to use 2.02. Yeah, 2.02. So we're going to update our 2.02. Where the fuck is my download link? Oh, here it is. So we can't do 2.03, but that's fine. I think 2.02, 29! Bitch. 29! So we are, I don't want to talk about it. Shut up. It says 4.27. Oh. Okay, so 29 does not work on 426. So I have to use 2.0216. I'd still say that's a pretty good upgrade, nonetheless. That's 13 versions, minor updates. Probably pretty good. What? Don't talk to me. I don't. Nobody talk to me. I don't want to talk about it. I really just. Don't talk to me. I don't want to talk about it. It's complicated. So, okay, it's a good start. If we still crash, we are definitely going to have to go to 427. Because, yeah. Yeah. Hey, not sure, but it sounds like you're a little behind on the versions. Not sure, though. I gotta do this off screen. Give me a second, because I gotta open up my Perforce. You sure updating to 427 will fix the crash? It'll probably just cause 5 million more issues. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Close that. Open this. Go here. Extract here to this. Readme.markdown. Hey. Can be placed in the engine/plugin directory on your game. Blah, 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 blah. Please see this page for more instructions. No, I already know what I'm doing. I'm a professional. Okay, copy that. Go here. I'm a professional running 13 versions old Fmod Studio. All right, let's paste that in here. Replace all of the files. Let's go into Writer real quick. Please fix the crash, please. So now I need to run the solution file. And then we need to compile everything. How long has this project been in development for? Honestly, too long, man. Too long. Okay, so if I run it, I don't think I need to compile the folder itself. I think we should be fine. Has this folder changed? Let's see. Let's see if this folder's changed at all. Can I diff this? It looks similar. So who knows? No, let's just compile it. Let's also double check that this is running the right version. 16. Okay, we are running the new version. It should build fmod. Okay, good, very good. Can someone tell me what fmod is? It's basically like a middleware audio software kind of cool thing where you can set up audio tracks and everything. It's usually for audio designers or music and whatnot. I was going to say you could add logging specifically to the garbage collection if you want to. How do? So far, so good in terms of compiling. Ah! Ah! Unresolved external symbol. Don't tell me that this UE4 fmod v. Let me just double check. What the fuck version am I on right now? 2.02. Oh, I can compile it myself. Error. I'd have to compile it myself. Let's just try running it again. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, it still works. It still doesn't work. Okay. It's specifically this file. The DLL is an intermediate, is it not? I bet you it's probably because it's set to read only. Let's double check. Applying attributes. Blah, 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 blah. Run. Show me the fucking motherfucker. Just saw Second Wind playing your game. Congrats. Okay, someone fill me in because people on Discord are talking about it. What is what's Second Wind? Excuse my ignorance. I apologize. I have a feeling this file is still checked out. Hold on. Where's that at? Win64. U4 editor. Development. Fmod Studio. And then we need to look for UE4 editor. Suppressed library. It's not read-only. Is this read-only? No. Suppress.exp. Do I have to delete these? The intermediate folder, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to delete, right? In a plugin? If I'm rebuilding it myself. Right, guys? I'm so lost. Right, defect. Yeah, right. I would delete intermediate. I swear I deleted it before and didn't work. Let's try running it again. I have a feeling intermediate is there if you don't use a C++ project. I thought intermediate and binary should never be deleted. No, it should. If it's coming from someone else. Because that's them compiling it for their machine. Most times. They used to work for Escapists, as people being one of the main reviews for over a decade. That's cool. Hey, hell yeah. Nick from Second Wind liked your game, so they're looking to do a bite-sized review, which you do for a lot of indie titles. I'd love to get in contact with them to ask them to wait a bit. For me to do some updates and stuff like that. Let me see if they're on Twitter. Are they on Twitter? Hey, we opened! Yeah! This is ridiculous to me. Okay, that still works. Good to know. I swear, if we do a package and we do not... No, let's not work on that right now. We got some other issues to work on. Okay, let's work on those issues first. And then let's fucking... Your new splash screen / cover art looks cool. Wait. Was it bugged? Is that why you guys are trolling? Oh, wait, no. It's... Oh, you know what it is? The splash screen is old. It's an old splash screen. Sorry, YouTube chat. I have not been listening to your comments at all. I completely apologize. I've been so, like, distracted. Evergreen already have 10 hours on it, but could you please add suppressors to the game, please? We have one weapon that's a silenced pistol, Kyle. We have one that's a silenced pistol. Yeah. More updates for Suit for Hire? Yeah. The one with the skulls looks cool. Should I leave that one in, or should I put in the new one? Fmod is for auto, yes. You may have to alter the plugin settings regarding memory pools, by the way, for Fmod. What would I put in for the numbers there? I've seen the templates, Kat. I haven't looked at them myself. I'm not upgrading engine version yet. If this upgrade of the Fmod project... Oh, wait. Nick follows me on Twitter. I didn't know that. I think I've seen him reply to a comment and I didn't know what he was. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. I swear I think he wrote a comment somewhere in one of my messages. His profile looks extremely familiar. Oh, he wrote a post about it. He wrote a post about it. Oh fuck. To me, the one with the skulls looks cool. It's definitely, you know, like, yeah. There's some different ones. Wait, is their channel live right now and they're playing it? Oh, they are live right now. Oh, this other game they're looking at looks fucking sick, though. I ain't gonna lie. I love the style of it. That looks fucking sweet. I like the visuals of that, man. They just finished your game? How was it overall? Anybody who watched that stream, can you guys fill me in? Did they encounter any bugs or anything? Okay, let's try, before I, like, rejoice, let's see if a package builds. Just with a regular shipping build, just to make sure that it's successful after upgrading the Fmod plugin. I'm gonna puke. Just to see. Yeah, the intermediate folder. So the thing is, when you get an intermediate folder, it's a bunch of compiled stuff. I might have to delete the binaries folder as well. I didn't do that. Generally, you don't want to have someone else's intermediate folder. That's really cool, though. It's kind of like an out-of-body experience, seeing all of these different channels and streamers and whatnot playing the game and streaming it and showing it off. Not big bugs that I could see. They prefer the AI in top-down. Yeah, makes sense. As the lock-on in third-person mode, third-person made it a lot easier. They know that the AI may improve in later levels. Nick was championing the game. Very cool, man. Hell yeah. Yeah, I got some... we've already made some adjustments on the radiuses for the enemy AI in third person. We're gonna make some more. I'm gonna make some more adjustments. Maybe for this next patch. Maybe for this next patch. I'm not gonna play the build. Well, I'll launch it just to make sure it launches. But I'm not gonna play it because we got a couple things we need to fix in here first. When I increase the UI scale and go do a mission, the different tabs on the loadout screen permission gets squashed together. First time I launched the game, I was greeted with the fatal error issue. These two issues would have normally resulted in an instant refund. The game is good, but bugs like this don't give a good impression. 2-hour refund window amplifies the impact. That's fair, man. That's fair. I understand. The thing is, up to this point, we'll see if the Fmod thing fixes it. It would be great if it does. We'll see. It's just... yeah. The gameplay issues, okay, that's on me. But the crash is like, that's so fucking difficult to play around with. I put a bit more in some more. It seems worse on some levels than others, and some locations are worse. Or the aiming issues. Seems pretty consistent that miss when shooting at someone doing certain melee attacks. Bad swing a bit. Long distance. Is this in top down? I'm playing top down. Okay. Also very close range. Enemy strafing seems impossible to hit unless you lead the shot, but maybe that's bullet travel time. Enemy strafing seems impossible unless you hit. Okay, I have some ideas to fix this one. Are you using for widescreens this? No, Kib, but what I ended up doing is I calculate, instead of using, oh, well, the package succeeded, which is a very good sign. Instead of using, I think UE does horizontal FOV. It's either horizontal or vertical. I translate it to the other one. So I don't use any settings. I end up just recalculating the field of view. I have a whole thing to recalculate it. Yeah. Mine hasn't crashed either at all in debug game. It has to be... It could very well just be an Fmod issue. And... it only occurs during shipping. Like, what we could do, if we really wanted to fucking go through the UE4 Fmod. Let's go through... We could, you know, go through all of the changes they made. We could literally go through all of the changes they made up to version 16, which is what we just updated to. There's a crash here linking to studio project locales. That might just be editor related. 2.0, 2.15. This could be a potential thing. Event instance from the stop callback. Fixed rare audio volume reverb effect cast crash. Brother, you're speaking a whole different language. What is this? Italian? Oh, sorry, Johnny. Let me... I just opened the YouTube chat now. What's the latest bug? We got a couple bugs in here that I want to fix. I did some edits to the AI for the latest patch, and it broke a couple things with the enemy AI, so I like to fix that first. And then also the attack tokens getting lost. That's another one I'd like to fix. Am I ready to pay for Fmod? Oh, right. I'm going to have to do that now, aren't I? Am I? Wait, hold on. Give me a second. I need to... Right. Right. Gonna have to, well, it's a tax write-off, I guess. I suppose it's a tax write-off. That's fine. That's, yeah, that's fine.
Shit my pants, I did.
Yeah, what is the plugin settings, by the way? What are the plugin settings? Hey, Pennant, thanks for gifting a sub to Second Wind. Thank you. Game has not crashed at all since I updated my drivers. I swear, I hope it's Fmod. Us updating Fmod. I really hope that's what fixed the crashes. Let me add to my list that I'm going to have to... I really hope we don't get over 1 million, because then I'm going to have to fucking deal with Unreal. Oh. I guess that's a good problem to have. I know that sounds really stupid to say. It's just more work. Listen, I just want to work on my games rather than the fucking bureaucracy and stuff. It's fine. It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. Okay, now let's try opening up that build that we just made and make sure that it can open. You don't want $1 million? It's just, you know, it adds to the stress. More money, more problems. You know what I mean? You know what they say. Okay, the game loaded. It's a good sign. I'm kidding. The one thing I really am annoyed about is I don't have a corporation. So I'm going to be paying personal income tax. That's gonna be fun. I can't wait to file my next taxes. My accountant's gonna be like, "Why do you have all this money?" It's gonna be like a funny conversation. Then you're gonna have to get an expensive sports car. Annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a Porsche 911 or some nice navy blue color. I know. What I said is very, very privileged. I don't know, Yami, because technically income is considered on... I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. I should contact my accountant for advice on this. I'm pretty sure it's considered when you make the sale, not when it's actually delivered to you. But that being said, since Steam is a third party, maybe... this is the type of stuff I haven't learned yet, and I'm still too young to know about. Get out of here. All right, let's see if we crash again. Although I shouldn't be wasting my time right now with this. Make sure top down's still working. I don't see my crosshair. Okay, now I see it. Right. Try to figure it all ASAP. If all goes well, you can avoid a lot of money loss / headache. Yeah. Imagine the owner of Schedule 1. That gets scary, you know, when you get to that point. What genre would my next game be? Would that genre be the same if you had unlimited budget? If I had unlimited budget, I don't know. I'd just make a zombie survival game. Which is what I would like to do at some point. Maybe. I don't know what I'm going to work on next after this, so... About the game 2 days ago, got 8.5 hours clocked in already, loving it, great job. Hey, I'm glad you're liking it, Raiden, thank you. Wait, hold on, I pronounced that incorrectly. It's not Raiden, it's like Raiden? You can yell at me, it's fine. I really hope this fixed the crash. Nothing else could potentially explain the crash other than Fmod. Do I tend to back up raw assets and stuff? No. I don't have too much space on our Perforce server, so I tend to mostly only keep UAsset related files and not... The Cyber Ninja game for a while. What's really funny is a lot of people that have never seen the stream before, they just saw the game for the first time. They looked at the developer profile and they saw Ronin, and then a couple reviews and comments are like, dude, looking forward to their next game, Ronin. Now, what do I do now? Now it means I have to work on it. No! My music artist is working on getting everything fixed up though, so... After that, Crimson's Fantasy? That's not happening. Cornered Pal, time to give us what we want. What you want is a nice big 6-foot-long sandwich from Mike's something. Mike's Subs. I can't think of a sub place name. Random Italian restaurant. Hit. Yeah. Who is Mike and why is he trying to give 6 feet? That's not what I meant. I meant his sandwiches, not his schlong. Okay. Don't get it fucking twisted, please. I need to... So, next step, once we figure out the crashes, work on the bug fixes, and then the #1 thing I want to work on is People are saying the game is janky. I would like to make it not janky. I need to figure out what parts they're referencing to. Is it melee attacks not registering sometimes? Could it be that? There is one issue where if you do a sprinting attack, sometimes it misses. So maybe we give more attachment. We magnetize the attack a bit more. Alternatively, it could be the tutorializing that's lacking. And that could be a potential thing as well. Could be the enemy AI. I just got a little bit of a lag there. That might have been garbage collection running. Jank is such a non-helpful word. I understand. I'm not going to like blame anybody. It's just, it would be nice to get some like, more details on like what parts feel janky, because then it gives me a bit more. I think I'm going to assume some of the melee, maybe some missing shots that I've kind of fixed. I fixed some of them like missing a little bit. Not in top down. I have some more fixes to make there. Could be the enemy AI. Good to see you're getting recognized though after all the work on Super Hire. It's a... My brain leans a lot more into the negatives right now, and maybe it's just because it's so early on, and maybe I'm trying to like push away all the recognition for a little bit and just focusing on, okay, how can we make this like better, so then that way the people that are negative reviewing are not, you know, unhappy, right? Or at least it's not about the people that negative reviewed right now. It's about making sure that we try to reduce the negative reviews in the future by fixing up the game some more. Yeah. Swap between the views on the fly depending on what fight you're in. Out in the open, third person, closed CQB environment, top down all the way. Comment snappy. Big from following this one. In all my experiences, starting pistol can load armor piercing rounds is the best all-rounder weapon. Although the single shot pistol is insane if you can hit your shots. Also runs well in Steam Deck. Cool. Hell yeah. I just feel like jank can also be used to capture an overall feel. Graphics systems working differently than they expect polish. Sometimes they just mean lacking a specific person. That's what I'm thinking about Hoa as well. I think it's also just like polish. Just missing a bit of polish. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to focus too much on the graphics. I'll try to do some little lighting adjustments so it doesn't look as ass, especially in the first few levels. But when it comes to graphics, I'm not going to be able to achieve a good quality of graphics. It would take me so long just to get to a point where like everything looks really fucking good in AAA, and I'm not going to get to that point. I think it's, without a doubt, that's not something we can focus on. I think the thing that we can focus on is everything else. That build didn't crash for the amount of time that we tested it for. It was about 20 minutes in the manner, so who knows? We'll see if that... We'll see if the fucking plugin fixed it. Okay, now the next issue we need to fix. So I noticed this being a larger issue in a hallway. So let's create a hallway real quick. We're going to get multiple enemies in here. And we need to shoot one and see what happens to their pathing. Okay, so it happens in editor, so I should be able to test it and fix that. So when we made our changes yesterday with those destroy components, which by the way, funny in hindsight, if we end up fixing the crash because of Fmod, people are still crashing, so it didn't fix it. But if we fix it, it's gonna be real funny. How can I make it? Is that RVO avoidance happening, or is that collision? Let's do this. I have an idea. Let's try this real quick. The capsule stays there. What we can potentially do, watch this. Although I'm worried that any attached components might follow it, but let's Hold your flip phones. I got an idea. It's a crazy idea. Okay. Hear me out. So I congratulate on the huge success so far. Thank you, Dennis. Appreciate it. I can't read. I listen. Just that looks fixed to me. I don't know about you guys, but that looks fixed to me. Which makes no sense because the capsule collision is still there. Hey, peace out, Pennant. Yo, to Harmless. What? Where is the capsule collider? Well, now they're being deleted. I'm so confused. I don't think it's... Okay, well... It's fixed. That's all it took. We no longer have Ultra Instinct enemies. Enemy attack tokens get lost, making enemies not attack at all. I have a feeling that problem is occurring right over... Hold on. Right over here. But why? Unsubscribe agent token. Is player character valid? Something weird's going on. We got some fuckery. This fuckery is afoot. We remove the agent if they're not valid. However, we do not unsubscribe them if they were, by chance, unsubscribed. Hold on, let me look at the code here. Event tick, get agent best score. That's probably where our is valid check is happening. And maybe this is running at a specific time that causes it to get removed, but does not clear the token. Guys, this is getting really, really messy. This is getting out of hand. I need to learn C++. Get me out of here. This is getting pretty... You probably ask this a lot, but what theme do you use for your UI? It's UE4, and I use an add-on called Darker Nodes. And honestly, it makes it look like 10 times better. It makes it look so much better. If I unsubscribe the agent, it removes it, doesn't it? And then potentially removes the token? Well, we could try that. That might make my code look a little nicer. It basically does the exact same thing, because I think it removes it here. I use darker nodes in UE5 too in conjunction with flat nodes. It just doesn't do much in UE5. Yeah, I feel like the difference isn't the, you know, it's not all, like, I think UE5 looks fine. It looks better than default UE4. You know what I mean? It at the very least looks better than default UE4. So here's the thing. I don't mean Marvel's the thing. Here's the thing. I don't know if this will 100% solve the issue. A mosquito bites all over my body. Dude, in my opinion, I think spring and fall is better than summer and winter. Summer and winter, I feel like, are extremes. You know what I mean? Because summer, it gets way too hot. Winter, it can get too cold. And then you got, like, frost. Fucking, it hurts. The wind. It sucks. Yeah. All fun and games till second Crimson walks in. I bet that guy could fix this. Don't slander me. Oh, by the way, I've been randomly getting comments from, I think, that guy who was, like, absolutely unhinged. And one of the comments was because I banned him from posting discussion forums and stuff like that, he's gonna report me to Steam. Thought I'd give you guys a bit of a chuckle. Thought I would give you a bit of a chuckle. Yeah, guys. Here's the thing. I don't ban people lightly. That's like not something I do. I don't push that button often at all. In fact, ever. You got to be really fucking unhinged for me to have my vibe check go way off for someone. It's like, you got to really, like, yeah. That person just looked like they would be a detriment to the community, and I just don't want that happening. It can already get rocky where someone says something in the Steam discussion forum. This has been happening ever since we got into 1.0. People love to fucking fight in the Steam discussion forum, and I try to, like, calm it down. I say, hey, come on. Did he call your game gimmicky? I honestly did not. I read the first part of that person's review, which was completely just mean. They said I had an inflated ego, or a massive ego, which is interesting, I guess. I don't know in what way I portray that I have an ego. I feel like I try my best to not portray an ego whatsoever, because I don't want to... I'm not like a prideful person or anything like that. In fact, if anything, I'm the complete opposite. I call my game shit a lot of the times because I know it has issues. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't read the rest of the review. I'm sure they had great things to say. I read some of it, but it looked a lot like skill issue, to be honest. That's what it looked like. Like, one part was like, everything uses stamina, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, everything gives you back stamina. Perfect dodges give you back stamina, and I think it gives you the entire stamina back. Getting a clean suit gives you stamina. Getting kills while diving gives you back stamina. Maybe because you made a game mainly about yourself, they think that's you being egotistical. The thing is, I try my best to not make that a contributing factor in any of my notes or patch notes or anything like that. I try my best to not do that. I don't care if people... I don't want people to be more... Like, it's okay if people are more lenient, and I appreciate it because I'm solo working on, like, all the systems and stuff. I don't do any of the music. That's one thing I don't do. But I want them to still provide feedback. I don't want them to be lenient just because it's just me. Maybe they just couldn't get stamina because they couldn't get kills or dodge or parry. They couldn't play the video game. Also, I looked at that person's past reviews. They are an extremely negative person. And I think it's confirmed they definitely AI generated that entire, like, them roasting me or something. So, yeah. Anyways, that's that whole person's profile. Very interesting. What are your thoughts on calling a game a solo dev game if it's truly done by a solo dev? I think it's disingenuous in some respects. I think it's disingenuous. I personally don't like calling myself a solo dev. I'm a solo in-engine person, but there have been other people that have worked on it. So would I call that solo? Not really, because multiple people have worked on it. Jay, in chat, did some of the environment art and some of the level design. I really don't think people care unless the game is good. That's my opinion. If the game is shit, the game is shit. I think the only time solo dev is an interesting factor is if the game is good. If it was 100% solo made, should it even be mentioned? I think 99% of the time, anybody using the term 100 solo made and mentioning it, it's for marketing. Are there any indie games you're looking forward to? Twisted Tower? I don't know any indie games. Let me think. I don't know. I just want to see what they do with Peak, man. I want to see what they do with Peak. Peak looks awesome. I think the fact alone that it is a randomized level every 12 hours, I think is incredible. And that's something I wanted to do with a zombie game whenever I work on that, is every 24 hours the world changes. So you kind of have different loot and enemy spots. That would be really cool. I think Ronin, I wanted to do that. I wanted to make it so the city would randomize every 24 hours, like a bunch of elements would randomize in the city. I think that would be really cool. But if I work on Ronin again, it's going to be extremely downscoped, I think. That game gives you vertigo? Is that bad? Peak looks cool. Didn't know that was a premise. Yeah, every 12 hours, the peak, the map randomizes. And I think every player... Oh, every 24 hours. Sorry, not every 12 hours. Every 24 hours, the entire island changes. And I have a feeling everybody gets the same island. I think that's genius, man. That's so cool. Tamashiga does that too with the map. I think that's so sick. Kermit, you were almost done with Ronin? No, man. I was far from done with Ronin. Ronin was just a prototype, I would say. I would say the version we were at was just a... Yeah. I got a question. How do you get that live log on the top left when you're playing in the editor? Live log. Oh, are you talking about the print strings, Hawk? Whenever you do a print string, as long as you didn't type hide all screen images or whatever it's called, you should get them on screen. I don't know if UE5 is doing it differently by default. It shouldn't. But whenever you do a print string, whenever you log it to screen, it's going to show it on the screen. Okay, that feels a lot better. I'm glad that's working. Enemy attack tokens get lost, making enemies attempted fixed. Diving stays in place. Happens if you let go of the movement key during startup animation. I have golden. I spend so much time thinking of what sort of game I should be working on. Any tips on that? Just try to make it. Just try to make one. You know, you'll see if you feel it. You'll see if you get a feel for it. A lot of people would probably argue that I should just keep working on Suit for Hire. If the code wasn't so spaghetti over working on it for 5 years, which is half of my game dev career almost, I think maybe I would continue working on it, but there's so much spaghetti that I kind of just want to move on. I want to get it in a nice place, put some quality of life stuff in it. Maybe if I feel like it, I add like a fucking slide or something that could be kind of sick. I do feel like going from running to crouch, it feels a little empty. It feels like there's something missing. You know what I mean? Like that could be something I maybe add in, but that's a crime. Also, I do notice the HUD randomly keeps turning off. And I don't know if I'm hitting H. I don't know if I'm hitting H or not. I do feel a little bit of lag. Let me see what the output log is saying. Set timer past a function spawn blood pool that expects parameters. That's in the enemy. I just added that recently. Yeah, maybe Jay, and maybe I like gradually start working on something else, and I still work a bit on Suit for Hire, you know. Yeah. I make something, then to delete it. If there's one thing I learned over the past 12 years, do not delete any of your stuff. You're going to want to look back at it. Maybe you might use it. I have so many gun models I made back in the day that ended up being good, even though I recreated it 6 times or something like that. They ended up looking good, and I deleted them like an idiot. I used to have so many things. It kind of looks like you're reloading the rifle instead of the primary weapon. Oh, that might be, yeah, when you hit the reload button. Also, did you see that RS3 is getting rid of most microtransaction, hoping more games follow suit? You know what I think that is? I think that's them preparing for a law coming. That's what I think was going on there. So they're using it as good, like, positive PR. I bet you, because RuneScape, or Jagex, I guess, originally is in the UK. Or, I guess, maybe the EU might apply to them. What's RS3? RuneScape 3. Just finished the game today. Absolutely awesome. I give it a solid 9 out of 10, minus a few crashes here and there. I hope the new version fixes it, Golden. I did do some stuff earlier in the stream. So... deleting is closer to wasting time. I wouldn't say it's wasting time. I think with everything you do, it is a constant process of learning things. And that time will never necessarily run out because it's in your brain. Unless you forget it. Or you have, like... what's that thing called? Old person forgetting things. Or you have Alzheimer's, I guess. Or dementia. Dementia. Then it is time wasted. Then it might be time wasted. Yeah, you're not really necessarily ever wasting time. It is obviously more beneficial to keep the things that you create. Yeah, let me look into that role. I think the reason why I don't switch back to the primary weapon when you reload is because it might get fucky and whatnot, but I could visually do it. Really helpful to track stuff while developing my game. Notion's great. Notion's a very quick throw shit in here. You don't have to open up a web page. You just throw your shit in here, and don't get me wrong, like, there's a good moments to use a Kanban board like Trello, but yeah. I'm glad you liked it, Golden. Thanks, man. There's 3 of them. I only know of the classic and the newer one. RS2 is the one that OSRS runs on. RS3 is the one that has the whole combat change and all that kind of stuff. I instead have 15 sketchbooks. Honestly, Baha, you just do what works for you. Don't listen to what everybody else says. Just do the thing that works for you. I think there's this trend where people are like, oh, the new software is like this, man. Or like the new thing. Dude, just do what works for you. It doesn't matter what other people say. If it works for you, it works for you. As long as you get work done, that's what matters, right? You can organize yourself. I like to write stuff on paper. It feels more satisfying when I cross them through when I have stuff done. Well, there is some, isn't there like studies that say writing stuff down can be more beneficial than typing it because it's like there's a lot more effort put into it and the writing. It's definitely beneficial for sure. Fixed diving staying in place happens if you let go of the movement key during starting animation. Let's do that next. Okay, so these enemies, I'll see you guys later. I don't need you right now. So the problem right now is if you go in a direction, start the dive, but then stand still, you kind of just sit there. which is not great. So let's fix that real quick, which should be a pretty easy fix. The issue is going to start here. We need to check if the input vector is 0. Okay. All right. I think problem solved. Problem solved, baby. They said Treasure Hunter is going to get disabled for a month for testing, then all the protein items for scaling and dummies and stuff like that. Wait, are they going to disable the things that people bought? How are they going to do that? Are they going to let people just use them, the last of them, or what? I had like a whole paper of 50 to-dos, and now I'm at the last 10. Hey, hell yeah, Sky. You got turning. All right, fix that next. Let's fix this one next. I think this one's kind of good. Patrolling enemies continue the pathing when aggroed rather than canceling the current movement. That's somewhere in the AI behavior. Let's specifically look at the grunt. I have it so it... I have it switching, but it's not switching. What do you mean it's not fucking switching? What is new alert? What is new alert? Wait, this is alerted. I need to go into passive. Oh, patrols is set. Behavior trees scare me? Hey, you're not alone. This shit scares me too. I shit myself every time I have to look at this. Patrols. So maybe when... Patrols. Eh, well. Where's aggroed? I'm not sure. I think they're just going to not be usable. They said they were making some big swings with the updates. They also said cosmetic free worlds would happen. Interesting. What kind of CEO did they get this time around with their new acquisition? Sorry, I'm tapping away. Kid puked in front of my door and then just threw a Keaton towel on it, and then I was like, Mom, we'll clean it up. Keaton kitchen towel. Ah, okay. That kid ain't right. That kid ain't right, man. When we init the enemy controller, is this when they are in attack mode? What? Guys, that is not when they're in attack mode. But why does aggro get called? Weird. Today he learned how to do it himself. What's wild is the kid was like, Mom will do it. Someone must have taught them that. Who was it? Who could it have been? Oh, I know what the problem is. This isn't being aborted. Ah, that makes sense. I'm an idiot. Man, I'm a bit of a dummy. What is this game about? Oh, you know, it's like shooting and shit and fucking jumping and shooting and... You know, yeah. Yeah. It's just... That's about it, really. It's shooting, punching, kicking and shit. Rolling. Crouching. I never was good at marketing. John Wick, Max Payne, fucking, you name it, rather, you name it. See, this one aborts itself. Why is it that the grunt did not abort? Who changed that? Who changed that code? It wasn't me. Okay, well, that fixes that issue. Me? No, it can't be me. Let's take a look at the history. Guys. It's just me. Love that all the reviews market John Wick because you can't. The thing is, though, it's not just... It's... I think we accomplished the goal of the game, which is... It's an action movie game. Because everyone's getting different references and different, like, ideas for the game from different action sources. We got John Woo, which is inspiration for a ton of movies. You got Max Payne. You got Hitman. People are referencing Hitman. You know? I think we did a great job. Did I do 3 mine for that, or is it assets? There's a mix of assets and stuff that I made myself. Like the weapon models I made myself. This one I think we modeled on stream. Wait, maybe no. This one I think we modeled on stream. I think this one we modeled on stream too. Maybe not the katana. No, we did. Wait, no, did we? I don't know. Shotgun, I'm pretty sure we did. We took a big shotgun that we had and then we cut it. We sawed it off, which is a sawed off. Yeah, a bit of the Matrix. It's got like tons of shit. It's every reference in one. It's like a whole ass package. Anyways, what else we got on the bug list? Baseball attacks are not accurate. Baseball attacks by the player aren't accurate. Sometimes don't hit enemies. Why is that happening? Let's find out. Uh-oh. This is happening manually in... It's happening manually in every weapon. Okay, so let's specifically look at the bat then. Let me guess. It does a singular trace. Where is the trace happening? Where is where is the... Oh, it uses melee attack trace. Ooh. I think this is a singular box trace. I don't think it's a multi-box trace. Oh, shit, man. Which means sometimes it'll miss because it'll hit objects. I was watching some gameplay and they swapped between the 2 camera styles you're using and thought it would be neat to flop the cameras purposefully. Flop the cameras purposefully? What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. I was also watching a streamer game and saw a couple complaints. One guy couldn't shut off the flashlight and another thought it'd be nice to be able to use a hotkey to restart a level. I could look into that. The flashlight, you can turn it off in the gameplay settings, but a lot of people seem to have not been able to find that, so I'm thinking I might just make a hotkey like L for the flashlight. Yeah. Do I have a separate hit channel for enemies? I do, but I think the problem is it checks after that if there's an object in front of it first. And that's what's probably happening. Probably what's happening. I ended up doing a sweep trace for this and it was still missing with a multi-trace. It's going to take probably a couple of fixes for this, I think. So this one might take a bit longer than today. I would like to release this patch today, though. So we're going to put this one back in the list. I am going to say it is piss yellow. You are piss yellow. Let's organize this real quick. You are piss yellow. This is also going to be now piss yellow. Check doesn't ignore all the other channels. Technically it doesn't, because this first check only checks for enemies, and then the second one here checks for other objects to see if there's like a wall in between or anything like that, which is not great. So maybe we do like a multi-check. Where's the bat? Show me the bat. Bat chest. Bat chest. Bat. Bat, bat, bat. See, that's what our line traces are doing, and then chances are it's probably like... hitting something while going through. Oh, you can punch while crouched? But it doesn't change the animation? See, the punch happens from the spine. Most of our attacks happen at the upper body. We do, Anderson, but I need to do a little bit more of it because I think that's one thing people are referencing to jank is sometimes they miss attacks, and I think we need to add even more aim assist, kind of rotation assist stuff. Is anyone playing How to Crash yet in the last hour? Well, nobody has the newest version, so it's not guaranteed, and hopefully the newest version fixes things. Camera perspective changed in some rooms. Like, oh, we do it a couple times. The only reason why I didn't force it is because I'm sure that would have probably made some people annoyed, right? Because some people want to play in a specific way, and I kind of gave the choice to the player. I think I saw that one, yeah, Holston. I swear I've heard of a game. Yeah, not this one. Well, yeah, I think I did see this game. Yeah. I think I did see this game. Yeah, it looks sweet, man. It looks like 3D pixel art. It looks like 3D objects. It doesn't actually look like, unless it was 3D'd and then they modified it. And then just turned it into 2D. But it's cool, man. It's sick. Oh, you guys should see, I think I do recognize this game. Oh, Steam fucking support coming in clutch. Oh, dude, they came in clutch. They extended the discount sale. Oh, dude, hell yeah. Hell yeah. They came in clutch. The sale has been extended to July 10th. Oh yeah, let me show you guys the cool thing I saw. I think it was on ArtStation. Where is it? It looks fucking awesome. Last of Us fan art, no. Oh, here it is. Next gen pixel art. Dude, look at this, man. Oh, dude. Look at that. That looks awesome. That looks sick. Oh, like the lighting, this is like neutral lighting, but the neutral lighting shot looks so good, man. That's crazy. Yeah, normal maps and shadows. I'm pretty sure their entire workflow is in here. If you guys want to see this stuff, let me also post it in YouTube chat. Absolutely super cool breakdown. They go through like some of the stuff that they even like played around with fog, which I think is sick. You can see it's like using normal maps and stuff like that. Super cool, man. Bunch of nerds. You gotta admit, it looks sick, okay? Maybe turn this attack line trace to a sphere trace so that you have more chance to hit by changing the sphere trace radius. Me, whenever I play a game and comment on the art with my games that don't give a with my friends that don't give a shit. Classic. God, that shot looks so sick though. Like, dude. So we do a box trace, which I think is more than enough. It's just the line trace. We wouldn't want to turn this into a sphere trace. That would mean we'd actually miss more hits. I think what we need to do is just move it to the upper body. And that should miss less. In theory. It does look sick, but only people like us care about the why and how it look and feel. Hey, it still looks sick. We can appreciate what looks sick. You know what I mean? We don't need to care what other people think, even if they're not on the level of us, right? That's the whole thing with a hobby. If you only care about a thing that everybody else cares about, you're going to be caring about nothing. Because like, there's always going to be people that don't care about the thing that you care about. You know what I mean? Catch what I'm talking about? Yapping? You know what I mean? Not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. Yes. Yes. Okay, if I add some location here, is it also going to add it to... I think it's subconscious though. Consciously, we like to focus on stuff. But when someone is playing a game, they are most definitely subconsciously thinking about the visuals. Even people that say they don't think about the visuals, they think about the visuals, just in a different sense. Maybe not like directly the visuals, but there's still something, there's an appeal that's still there. I think anybody who says they only focus on the gameplay, I think are lying, in my opinion. Like in the case of Sue for Hire, it's not the prettiest looking game, but I tried. Some of the older levels, we could probably do a little bit of work on. Okay, so now we do the traces from the upper body, which is a lot more accurate. Although when you crouch, it's not as accurate. It gets back to that problem. Which, admittedly, we should just make it so you don't crouch. It's a little too high. It's a little too high. I think we're going to go like 38. Okay, that should make the melee attacks a little bit improved. Forced to stand when tagging. That's what I'm thinking as a solution to that issue, is make it so they uncrouch. Attacking while crouching keeps crouching state. So let's make it so when you attack, we make it so you uncrouch. Wait, can you crouch and kick? Yep. Now, listen, this ain't no fighting game. It's not like you can crouch and start doing fucking lower kicks and shit. It's not that kind of game. There is a leg sweep, it just doesn't really do anything special. I would have loved to make it so it's like it actually trips enemies. That would have been something I would have done, I think, with this game. Is make it so it's like enemies can like fall over and shit, like while you're beating the shit out of them. I think that would have been like, that would have been cool. You know? I feel like that would have been kind of sick. But I think I'm going to keep that for the next game. To be honest. I think I'm going to keep that for the zombie game. Because I think the zombie game we could do some shit like that. Street Fighter combos when? The game kind of has combos. Maybe not to the level of Street Fighter, but it's got combos. The day before clone? Yeah, something like that. Actually, let me check how we actually do crouching or uncrouch. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So now we should uncrouch when we punch. Do I already have some ideas for the zombie game? I got a couple ideas. Resident Evil, especially the main enemies in RE8, those motherfuckers dodge and fall like crazy. That's what I would like to do, is I'd like to have like anomaly zombies that are like scary. That like caught, like I would want an early game player to avoid those zombies, right? Like they cause like fear and shit like that, or like they'll crawl on the walls or something, you know what I mean? Like it'll get a little, you know, not like grounded, but I think staying too grounded, I feel like, is very limiting from a creative standpoint, and then you really got to like do a lot more. I feel like Resident Evil is a good balance. They do like a pretty good job of making some unrealistic shit, but it feels so good. I got a couple ideas, Ari. I just don't know if that's what's going to be the next project, because that project is going to be co-op, and I feel like I should wait before I go into multiplayer, especially considering how this game released. I feel like it's kind of like a, okay, I've done 12 years, but it doesn't feel like I've done 12 years of game development. If anything, it feels like, according to some people, it's a school project, so apparently like 2 years. There was one review that was like, this is a school project. It's not funny. Have I done any multiplayer dev yet? My first few games attempts were multiplayer, so I know a little bit of the ins and outs, but obviously not like proper details to make it look good and whatnot. I don't think that person went to school. I have a feeling they're mostly saying that, I don't know, who knows? I'm not going to try to decrypt what motherfuckers are saying sometimes. How are we looking, though? How are we looking? I clicked on the wrong button. I'll respond to that later. How'd you implement the AI in Superhire? Well, I took some duct tape and some sticks and hoped for the best. It was like one of my first AI attempts, like enemy AI attempts. I watched the tutorial and then I kind of went from there, and then everything broke, and then I tried again, and then I tried it again, and then I tried it again. And so, here we are. Got some crazy phases going on, but it was pretty much all just predetermined. It is kind of like behavior tree mech, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it's following like proper behavior tree standards or anything like that. Anything I do in game development, I don't know if it follows any coding standards like OOP or whatever the fuck. I just put it in. I just try to make the thing. I don't really, you know, I don't really know if I'm... Which is probably why, you know, the game might not be running too well visually and whatever. Who knows, right? Like, could all be on me at the end of the day. Okay, so now when we crouch and kick, it should uncrouch us. There you go. You can crouch while attacking, but that's fine. I don't think people are gonna do that, but who knows. Oh, there is one micro stutter that also happens in game. I did notice this. When you break down a door, you can crouch. You can crouch. There's a few things missing in the tutorial. I think I'm just going to make an entirely new tutorial. Does the stutter cause an insurer? I'm pretty sure it is an insurer. It's the same thing as breaking the glass. It's the exact same error. Right here. Some math in Niagara. And yeah, I don't know. The game's still good without all of these mechanics I didn't even know about. You can also grab enemies. Some people have been... It's really funny. If I look in the patch notes and I look in the comments for the patch notes, some people are like, you can grab enemies? It's so funny. There's a grapple mechanic? I think that's the funniest thing, because it's like a gift for someone when they find out about mechanics that they didn't even know about. Or at least that's how I'm interpreting it. Oh hey, we're getting these errors here. Starvation detected in wasabi output buffer. I don't know what that means. Hold on, I'm reading some shit. What does this mean? It means the mixer was too slow to output sound briefly. If you're running the UE4 editor, it isn't a big deal since it might well occur if the editor is loading something or exporting, which might cause a CPU spike. If you see it in a real game, then it means that the mixer graph is too heavy and the sound may drop out. Okay. Interesting, interesting. The guy was mad, water killed the player till he threw an enemy in there? So wait, what happened, Turning? So someone was mad until he found out that he can then throw them into the water and then he was okay with it? Is there a starter recommendation for Steam Deck or just the default Steam/Proton? I would probably say default, I think is fine. Yeah, that's kind of funny. I know, Ari. I want to do like a full redux of the tutorial. What was I looking for? Oh, right. Fmod Studio. I need to see something really quickly. For new system product, are we using an older version of Fmod? It's safe to use the latest minor version of the corresponding major version currently in use. Updating major versions mid-project if possible with adequate risk assessment. Let me double check. Is the music? I think the music is still working. We tested it earlier. Put the particles that cause the error somewhere in the main menu. I could. That could be a way of doing it. Let me see. What is the Niagara particle effect? Niagara. Oh shit. Spawn system and location drywall shatter. Is that actually the effect we're using? Oh, it's wood shatter. I think this is the one that causes the micro freeze. Why? I don't know. I don't know. It's some quaternion bullshit. Don't know anything about it. That's apparently like having issues. Throwing a bit of a fit. Yep. Yeah, fine. Mental health better after the last patch. How's the crash tackling going on? We updated the fmod plugin because I thought maybe there could be something wrong there. I found out my fmod plugin was 26 versions old. I didn't want to compile it myself, so I used the one that's 13 versions newer than the one that we're currently using. It was something that I did not think of until now, until I started looking in the logs, then I started looking like fmod, and I'm like, wait, what's our plugin version at? And then I looked at the plugin version, and I was like, 2.0, 2.03, that's fine. And then I find out that the latest fmod version for 2.02 is 2.02.29. So, call me an idiot. That's fine. I'll let you say it just this once, but don't call me egotistical. I'm not that. I am an idiot, though. You can call me that. That's fine. If you write a Steam review, you can call me an idiot, but don't call me anything else, because that's mean. I hope it fixes the crashes. I'm not sure if I should make the safe in my horror game require a combination or not. I think the more realistic, the more immersive the game will be. Try it out. See if it works well for your game. Unreal not giving proper errors and fmod also not giving proper errors / logs. I don't know. Let's see. Fmod Studio. I want to look at their patch notes. How do you look at the patch notes again? Documentation. There we go. I found it. So if I go in here and I search up garbage collection. This is the only thing relating to garbage collection in 2.00. What if they named it as GC? No. So I don't know. We'll see if this fixed the crashes. If not, I think my music artist fixed a bunch of the text or names of the files, and we'll see if that fixes it. What's fmod do? It's like an audio middleware plugin. That's basically it. We'll call you French Canadian. Man, I'm not French Canadian. I'm not French Canadian. You know what I want to test before I continue? Did they have a Git page? Could search issues there? I could diff it, but Oh, that was a little micro freeze. Do you guys see that? Oh, it's the spawn blood pool again. I forgot to change that. Whoopsies. Stop hitting me. I'm working here. Can you hit me? Okay, just double checking. So this is, I need to fix this. Spawn blood pool expects parameters. I think that's causing a micro freeze. That sucks. That's why I was looking in here. And now I know. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go on ahead and delete the thing because I don't think I'm actually using it. Like, I don't think I'm actually using the... Oh, I am. Can you not set a timer that has parameters? Set timer passive function that expects parameters. Can you not set a timer that has parameters? Is that not possible? So you didn't study French in school? I did not. You can do it in C++? I sleep. I sleep. It's one of the errors I saw in the debug logs earlier. Is it an error or is it a warning, Josh? For the blood pool. I believe it was an error, if I remember correctly. Interesting. Whatever, man. Just fucking, just put the thing in the bag, man. Just put the fucking thing in the bag. It's gonna check if it's valid or not valid, whatever, man. Okay, what we can do here... What we can do here is check if we're valid, which I don't think that makes sense. This just won't activate if we're not valid. Whatever. I don't think an is valid is going to help us here. All right, removing the timer. That should fix that problem. Wait, what was a bunch of those errors with a failed to match case for index property temp int variable level report card? Failed to match case for index property temp int variable. What the hell do you mean by that? Yeah, there is no point because if it's valid, if it's not valid, it's just not going to run the code. Switch statement failed to match case for index property. Let's take a look at that really quickly. Okay. I don't know what's going on there. Just call your function with parameters inside the function called by... Yeah, but I need that, the timer parameter, which is really annoying. This is exactly another reason why I need to learn C++ some more. It just keeps... The list keeps growing? I just had another micro freeze there. No, it doesn't show anything. So maybe it's just... Some of the enemy kills, there's a lot happening, I think. Okay, I'm seeing a few things in here. Shape, cube, glass. CPU access? Yes, sir. Save. Check out. Who knows? These could be like some of the errors. Blueprint ammo box. And save as an empty version. For safety, we're going to refresh all the nodes. Because fuck me, I guess. Okay, output log. Again. Let's go again. Continue. I don't know what that thing is with the report card. I literally don't know what's going on. Had another micro freeze there. Not sure what is happening there. I didn't really change much. Is that just the Merc that's causing the... Nope. I'm just gonna assume it's fine until I see it happening in a shipping build. Even though I literally didn't even change that much. The annoying thing is some of the levels I put the player at a specific distance so enemies don't spot you instantly. With the new spotting distances, it does unfortunately make it so yeah. Yeah. What do we got all the way to do? Fixed. Reloading the game while holding a bocce causes the state to continue and get stuck. Oh, we've been doing 3 hours already? I think I'm gonna hop out. I think we did a pretty good amount of changes. We did a little bit of crash testing earlier today. I'm gonna do some more with the new version. I think my music artist will also change a bunch of stuff, so I would like to do that afterwards as well. Oof. Yeah. 5 push-ups? Fine, I'll do the 5 push-ups. Because even more debugging tomorrow and see if I also get a crash. I appreciate that, Josh. Thank you so much. I also kind of used you as a rubber ducky, like a programming rubber ducky earlier this morning. Or earlier this afternoon with the whole Fmod stuff, so I appreciate you helping me with that as well. Well, I'm actually wondering if Fmod is... Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for the help. That was a... Hopefully the crashes are mostly resolved, I hope. The Fmod version being that old is a little bit concerning. I think we can potentially use an even later Fmod version and just compile it down. But for safety, I used the one that they chose that works on 426. So yeah. Yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Thursday. Tomorrow's a Thursday. I think today was a pretty big W. Well, hopefully. We'll see when I release this patch and then get 5 angry emails. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, everybody. I'm gonna probably work on getting this patch out right, or I'm gonna get the patch. I'm gonna package it, and then I'm gonna see if it's still crashing. This one I'm not too worried about because you have to be very specific to get this bug, but I'm gonna fix it at some point. I want to get this patch out if I don't crash, because obviously the whole Fmod thing is a pretty substantial thing. Okay. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Okay. Goodbye.